because we're gonna be doing Barbie collab, and we're back. It's me and Danielle and I, and we're gonna get in trouble and run our mouths on the internet.
And for
Uh,
the record, no beef. No beef, babies. No beef.
it's like, are y'all feuding? Are y'all fighting? Are y'all in a blood feud? No, we are not. We're I don't know if we're besties, but we're internet streaming. I'm gonna claim her as my internet streaming bestie, but that's okay.
Indeed.
Yeah, so we have a pink background because we're going to be talking about Barbie Kalev, who is a top leader or was a top leader in BODi, now BODi, and she's going to tell Danielle, tell you how to build your business your own way. So,
Can't wait. I'm going to learn so much. I'm so excited.
Danielle, also, I haven't caught all your live streams recently, but I love your new background. I love your lights. I love all of it. It's the best.
We're working on it. Slowly piecing it together, one thing at a time. We are back. Yes, we are back.
Yes,
prepare to be
we're
sick
back.
of me.
We're not feuding. There's no rift. There's not a disturbance in the force. It is just life, you know?
Busy, man. I got things to do.
We're getting back. We're getting back to it. Before we begin, we probably need to play the "Please Don't Slap Us" YouTube disclaimer, but
Yep.
I'll just say we'll introduce ourselves real quick because I don't know. I'm DC. I'm an MLM dropout. I'm working on being a network marketing nightmare, but we haven't got there yet. I think I'm mostly just someone yelling ragefully in the distance at this point, but I'm working on it. And I have not joined a multi-level marketing company in over a year, so I'm happy about that. I'm learning to spot scams from Danielle Ryan. We're here for it. And yeah, Danielle and I get into trouble on the internet together by reacting to stuff, and we have a good time. And y'all seem to like us commenting on stuff together too. And even if you didn't, we're still going to do it. So
too bad for you.
That being said, Danielle, do you want to introduce yourself real quick? Bye.
Hi, everyone. First of all, we have a special guest who's absolutely KO'd.
A floof alert so early in the stream.
He jumped on the bed like right before I started. I was like, okay, let's do it.
I love that.
Hello, everyone. I'm Danielle. I'm a talking head on the internet as well. Former small business owner. At one point, I thought I was a life coach. Kind of that ship sailed. And now I just spend my time snarking on the internet, talking about problematic things that I see in the coaching industry. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, come check out my channel. And if you're here for my channel, subscribe to DC. Thank you.
I will take a subscriber or two. And y'all, if you don't follow Danielle, I've just linked her in my chat. Hopefully Nightbot will Nightbot correctly and send y'all the link. So yes, there we go. Nightbot.
We love it.
You already know who Danielle is and say goes up. Indeed. Okay, now disclaimer. Wait, where is it? Oh my god. Where's our disclaimer? Oh no. Hold on. Is it this one? No? Or why are we blue? Dear God. Welcome to technical difficult. Oh my God. We're not gonna have a oh, here we go. We'll just do this and go back. I'm sorry.
We're trying our best.
There we go. And we're back. And the chat is gone, but y'all should be back soon. Holy moly.
Ghost Warriors asking, how's everyone doing tonight? I'm tired.
Good.
I'm tired, man.
I am unfortunately still sipping on my iced coffee, so am I ever going to sleep tonight? Nobody knows. I don't even, yeah. Oh my gosh. Emion, hello. Just call me Joe. Hello. Thank you for liking both streams. If you wanna, you will see a combined chat on the screen itself. So if you are like, oh my gosh, I'm in a chat and I don't see Emmy on, it's because they're in the other chat. But you can respond to people by seeing what's on the screen if you want to. That's one of the beauties of Restream. And that way you get to hang out with your buddies in the live chat on the channel of your choice and then see what everyone is running our mouths about on the internet. So, yeah.
We
And
love it.
also, if you didn't see the cover image, we are now pineapples and we've shifted our brand to fruit. I'm just kidding. I'm always like ripped to Danielle's super cohesive brand on her channel. I'm like, let's do pineapples
I love
and
it.
pineapples with headphones on. So it's a good time. I feel like it's a good time. So my cat licked the phone. Oh my gosh. When you said lick the stream, perfect as that. We love the floofs. Okay, let's get this video on the screen. Let's see if hopefully it's processed, but we don't know. I've been trying to. There we go. 51 minutes. You're never gonna get back. Okay, just kidding.
Prepare
you're
for the
never
next
gonna get
4
it back,
hours.
but you know how it is. You know how it goes with us. Well, I'm a pause champ, so I will do my best to not pause as much. But I haven't talked to Danielle in such a long time. Like, I can't make any promises because I'm just gonna hold her hostage here on the internet from Pablo. So sorry.
I bought a backup battery, so we can stream for a long time.
Oh, hell yes. Karina, hello. I hope you have a good crocheting time. If you're gonna lurk, greetings and salutations, and I don't know. Let's listen to what
Switch to
Barbie
the
has
live
to
chat if
say.
you haven't already.
Oh yeah, escape top chat purgatory now. Here's your sign from your higher person. Wiggle my
Sign from
finger.
the universe to
This
switch
is
to
a
the
sign.
live chat.
Yes. All right. Oh my god.
I'm so excited about tonight's topic, which is build your business your way.
Oh boy.
My name is Barbie Girl, and I have been a coach for almost 16 years. It'll be 16 years in September.
16?
Okay, so 16 years. You said that you were sent something about Barbie that you did on your channel, right?
Yeah,
Heather?
so shout out Heather. I will drop her in the chat. She sent me a file to react to, or I think she sent me Barbie's website actually, because she has this like money mastery course that she sells. So I reacted to that in a video where I was going over like coaches who claim to have the secrets to wealth. And she just happened to be one of the people in that video.
Yeah. Also, if I'm blurry, it's my own fault. I'm having trouble with Restream recently, so I'm gonna make sure I close out of all of my stuff. I have uploaded the video, so we shouldn't have a ton of problems. But if I'm blurry, like just look at Danielle. She's always crispy clear on her internets. I'm gonna try to close out of all of my things, but I'm pretty sure it's my internet. So I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay.
I dropped Heather's YouTube channel in my chat. Heather is an anti-MLM YouTuber, for those of you that don't know. She
Heck
talks a lot. She does a lot of live streaming. So
yep.
Love her.
And then I also have dropped Karina's in there. Heather should come up in my side as well with Nightbot, and Karina should come up as well.
I think it's so important to tell each other stories, because there are certain stories that you'll resonate with and you'll be like, oh my God, I can totally relate to her. And when we see people that are like ourselves, something clicks and we're like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it. So my background, I found Beachbody in 2007. I had just finished my PhD in French literature from NYU.
So she's super smart. She also got into Beachbody before it was a multi-level marketing company. So she's at the tippity top of.
Wait, so was she like a salesperson?
No. It may have been like a referral system back then, but they used to sell Beachbody on TV on like infomercials late at night.
I remember that.
Yeah, and I think she was started to work out with them, and then they became a MLM, I think, after 2008. But I'm
gotcha
going blank right now.
just gotten divorced. I had just lost my father. And I mean, I had been through the ringer of life. And I knew one thing. I knew that I wanted to lose the weight. I had had one too many burgers and margaritas.
Oh.
And I was ready for change. I knew that I had to change. And that's when I stumbled upon Beachbody. I've had unusual success. This is the term that we're supposed to use as a, see, did I already do it? I already said the B word. I already said Beachbody and not body. And I'm asking for forgiveness. And I will do that because I want to be in the flow. And I'm practicing how to say body and partner and not Beachbody coach, but I've already done it. So there we are. But like so many leaders that of the Slay Squad, I've had unusual success. I was the 17th person to hit the Legacy Club. And in 16 years of life, as a body partner, that's a lot of life. I've been through so many ups and downs. I've been through the VA.
Gotta start with the sob story with some fat shaming thrown in. You know, I mean, if it was gonna be the perfect recipe, that would be it. Here's my violin playing My Heart Bleeds for You. Oh my God. And you know what's wild? She's telling this story to other body coaches. She's not even trying to recruit people. She's trying to motivate coaches, partners, whatever the hell they're called now, to stay in the high control group of, you know, eating a disordered ecosystem. And she is at the top, so she's still making a ton of money.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I got to shout out this comment. Tom says, so for context, last night, Reaction Therapy and I did a live stream together where we talked about the life coaching industry from the perspective of an actual mental health professional. He's a licensed therapist in Texas, actually. And we watched a video where this woman said that all you need to do if you want to change your life is you only need 66 days to make it happen. So his comment reads, for those of you that are listening, I had nightmares last night about manifesting, and I'm going to spend the next 66 days looking in the mirror and telling myself I will be a millionaire by Christmas. So
oh my God.
We appreciate that. And I'm wishing you all the best of luck in your manifesting journey. Could you manifest a little extra for me?
I'm going to manifest that Beachbody's going to be dropping to 25 cents a share. I can only hope that happens by the end of Christmas, but you know, maybe my mindset isn't just right to make that work. But yeah, if y'all haven't checked out Danielle's live stream with Reaction Therapy, you should. It was incredible. I'm about 75% of the way through, and I'm going to finish it after this live stream while I doze off to sleep.
I love it.
So
the DVDs, when we went through just online, and now this change that's happening, and with BODi, and in my own personal life, when I started as a body partner, I was 33 years old. I was, as I said, newly divorced. I was single. I had 2 dogs that have now passed away.
Oh.
And now I'm almost 50 years old. I'm 49 years old. I've been
How does that okay, sorry, I can't do math. I'm on board now.
Married to the creator of Body Beast for it's been 8 years. Oh my God, 8 years. We have 4 dogs, and you can see that from 33 to almost 50, it's a huge change. A few weeks ago, Amy Silverman, now Mashburn, Amy Mashburn, she talked about going from being an unmarried woman. She was always with Kevin when she started Beachbody, but going from living in Florida, being like a beach babe, traveling all over the world, to being a mom of 2 under 2, and how to use Amy's term that it was such a mind fuck for her. How do you make those changes? And that's what happens with life, especially when you've been a body partner for a long time. But so going from 33 to 50, going from single to being married, going from living in one place to another. And also on top of that, I had a lot of health stuff that came up for me, and all these, sorry, I've got the dogs.
Oh my God, gifted memberships? Heck yes. I didn't see it. Oh
No,
my
so
God.
it doesn't show up in Restream, but I just happened to notice. So shout out to Reaction Therapy for gifting those 5 memberships. I really appreciate that.
Oh my God. We gotta, even though this is just for Danielle's channel, we gotta do Welcome to Illyria to celebrate on Danielle. So I don't know if this is gonna come through clearly, but we can only hope.
I'd like to say welcome.
Can you hear it?
Welcome to Illyria. Welcome, 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 welcome to Illyria.
Just for Danielle. Oh my God. Reaction Therapy. Y'all go become members of Danielle's channel, because here's the thing. If you want the best emotes around, she has them because she's got her 2 floofs as emotes, and it is the deciding factor that pushed me over into getting her membership when it first came out, and it's the best. It's the best.
Love it, love it. Phoenix says, I've lurked enough to have that song stuck in my head.
Let's go.
That's
I'm
when
sorry.
you know.
All these different iterations of me are my role change, my identity change. And sometimes it's challenging when you have an online business and you're like, wait, who am I? I'm in the middle of trying to figure out who I am and how to post about it. And so there was a period where I kind of felt like I didn't know what I was doing. And also, because I struggled with, and there's a reason that I'm telling you all this, because I struggled.
Great. We'd love for you to get to it at some point.
Where is the reason?
Shouldn't you be like, hi, today I'm going to be talking to you about these 3 points or these 6 points. And the reason I have issues with this is because Danielle is so good at this. I have been ruined forever listening to this stuff. And also, Barbie came into this online sphere when like Instagram, before Instagram was a thing, before Instagram even had stories, before Facebook had stories, before YouTube had shorts, like, so she's saying like, I learned all this stuff as I was learning these formats, and like, okay, you're still telling people be beautiful, be skinny, lure people in like that, when none of the Beachbody people have said, hey, do exercise as part of a healthy lifestyle, and if you have a before and after, that's fine, but that's not what we're looking for. Yet they are still looking for that. And even Carl Deichler did it in his summit speech like a month ago. He was like, talking about how someone lost 200 pounds, talking about how someone lost 100 pounds and stuff. They're still all about weight loss and looking a specific way. God
Make it make sense. Make it make sense.
Ugh.
For almost 3 years, where I really had such a difficult time working out. I couldn't seem to find a workout program where I wouldn't get dizzy. And I want to tell you the truth that today, I have not been dizzy for a long time.
So she's saying that Beachbody fixed her dizziness while she was working out. Shouldn't you go to the doctor if you have like a vertigo issue?
You'd
no.
think.
Except no, we're going to say sign up for thousands of dollars a year with BODi, where you could or could not end up with an eating disorder, and you might get fixed of some medical issue that you have.
You heard it here first, folks. Feeling dizzy? Join Beachbody.
Oh my God. You know, we listen to this and it's like, how can this be happening? But there's going to be people that are in there that's like, oh my God, what thing has been fixed by Beachbody? What thing do I not have now that I had when I first started? And they always do this because that is the type of marketing they do. Like, how has your life improved? What have you lost or what have you gained? And it's a twisty type of low level marketing that they are.
Which vulnerability can I exploit today?
Yeah. Because like I can probably promise you that Danielle is not doing this on TikTok or Instagram or with her brand partnerships where they're like, yeah, tell them your vulnerability and then we want you to sell our product. Like she doesn't do that. She doesn't do that on her TikTok. She doesn't do that on Instagram. She doesn't do that on YouTube. God.
Today was the day that I don't know what I did. I've been dizzy all day, you guys. I've been like spinning all day, and I've been waiting for this call. But here I am. I'm here to deliver. And I'm like, you know what? This was probably divine timing to show you that even in moments of struggle, you can show up, but you can build this business your way, and you can adapt. We are meant to adapt as human beings.
You don't have to adapt as much if you actually were a part of a company that wasn't targeting unsophisticated unsophisticated volunteer sales force, ma'am.
You don't say.
So because I was having difficulty with the workouts, and now I'm able to work out 4 or 5 times a week, usually without any kind of issue. Not being able to work out really disconnected me from BODi in some ways, but also.
Yeah, because you are not a golden child. You do not have the stamp of approval from King Carl if you're not working out every second of the day, and you better be recording yourself or your workout doesn't count. You know, like they've never said, hey, if you are injured, you're more important.
Take a break.
Yeah, they never will say take a break. I mean, Emma took a picture of her in the Zoom call right after her C-section because Emily Favre told her, you better show up to this call or I'm going to remove all of my mentorship that I've given you. Yeah. So, like, they have no concept of what it is to be healthy. So, why would I adapt to being dizzy when I can see a doctor? Taishay, you're too smart.
Dollar sign.
Oh my god. Did she have vertigo or something? I feel like there's something she's leaving out. And she may have that, but the way that she's saying it is, I have this issue that may have stopped other people, but you still see me showing up. Well, you also have a million people in your downline. That's an over exaggeration, or that's an exaggeration, but she had got in early. She is one of the first few leaders on top of the commission. I'm not making the Illuminati. I'm trying to make a pyramid. She's at the top. So it sure is easier to sit back and relax or show people that you're working when you have a bunch of people paying into your commission check every month. And I don't know what to tell you.
So I lost my footing a bit with the business. And in one sense, the pandemic had something to do with it, but again, it was the pandemic, different changes, my health stuff that was happening, just life was kind of shifting, and I came out of the other end and I was like, okay, I am a different person, and I have outgrown some of the things that I taught. So the very things that I taught, so for example, I was one of the ones that was teaching that you have to message X number of people a day, whether it was 10 people a day or 20 people a day. I was the one teaching.
It's funny because I just watched a live stream where Julie Joe was reacting to an It Works leader, and they said if you're not getting 10 people to host a post a day, you're not going to be successful in It Works. And so she is saying like, oh, you don't have to message so many people, but there's people in multi-level marketing across the board who are saying you better be messaging all these people. And we know people in Beachbody are telling them to do this messaging as well. So maybe she has a different theory, but inside this group, we've listened to people talk about cold messaging. We've listened to Julie Voris. We've listened to other top leaders that are leaving my mind right now, but they contradict.
They're
one
real
another.
and they exist and they say it.
Yes. Sources cited at a later date because I am getting nervous while I'm streaming, and apparently my brain is like, we're out, tapping out. Okay.
Cold message and encouraging my team members to cold message. And how do you feel about doing that now? If you're just completely honest, does it feel good, or does it feel kind of like, ooh, no?
Oh, you're just going to wait for him to talk? Okay.
Yeah. And the great news is, of course not, it doesn't feel good. And I think I accept full responsibility, and I've already talked to my team about it. And we agree that as leaders, we really do the very best to teach what it is that we know. And that was just something that I was doing because I thought that was the best thing at the time. But after I had been through the ringer of life, after the pandemic, I was like, you know what? I'm out of alignment. I cannot do it this way anymore. And for a good while, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know.
Because everybody and their dad, I always say everyone and their mom, everyone who is in multi-level marketing preyed upon people in the pandemic. You saw all these people talk about how all their numbers rose for multi-level marketing because people were looking for a solution that they could work from home if they'd been let go from the restaurant industry, if they'd been let go from their jobs or whatever. They're looking for help. MLM swooped in, took advantage of those people, and then all of a sudden, because everyone was showing how incredible all their opportunities were, BODi falls flat because fitness and pandemic and all this other stuff. And then all of these leaders are stuck saying, oh crap, this isn't going to hold up when everyone else is doing all this cold messaging. And someone's going to choose another opportunity instead of going with the workout program where you don't get to eat anything. So, yeah. And Jessie Lee Ward said that too, that she and Aya was talking about the economics of you can track a recession by the lipstick purchases. It's this economic thing that Aya learned. I don't know exactly what it's called, but underwear for men and lipsticks for whatever will lipsticks will increase before a recession, and underwear will it's like a decrease of purchases. A is the smart one in my chat. I don't know. It's wild. It's wild.
Wait, and what's the purpose of that? It tells you when the recession is coming?
Yeah, you can track every recession, at least here in the United States, but economically you can track those recessions because of the purchases of small things that make people feel better about themselves. So
that's why I bought a bunch of new lipstick. I'm just kidding.
Well, shit. Oh my god. But yeah, Jessie Lee Ward said that she was excited that a recession was coming because it meant that multi-level marketing companies are gonna boom.
Right, because they always all of the MLM people share this fake statistic that the most millionaires are generated during a economic downturn, which I'm like, yes. I don't know if that's true.
Yes,
it's definitely not true in MLM.
This is and they're the ones that were talking about that. It was I probably just butchered it, but basically people buy lipstick to feel nice, men stop buying underwear to save money. So interesting. And Mary Kay has a pitch as well, and they've had it since I was in it in 2014 and before, that Mary Kay is recession proof because everyone has skin. Everyone always is going to need to wash their face. They're going to use the product, and then they're going to come buy more product from you, etc. The lipstick effect. No matter what, people will still buy lipstick. It's a little luxury that people won't stop buying. Thank you all smart people for fixing what I was trying to explain. But I was like, holy crap. That's wild.
How to talk about the business. I didn't know how to talk about my workouts anymore. And so I froze and I was just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And maybe I'm not aligned anymore. And that thought was so scary to me. And the great news is that if you're out of alignment, you can get back into alignment. And it really does hurt my soul that at one point I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I could find myself and my way back again. And I'm going to say something that sounds kind of harsh.
I'm about to tell you that I'm gonna be mean, but it's really out of love, so you need to accept it as love and just accept me for me and accept the words for what they are and the intent with which they were given, except you are gonna be mean. She's she's like, I'm about to hurt your feelings, but don't you dare be hurt by what I'm about to say. That's the vibe that I'm
It's like the
picking up.
people in the YouTube comment sections that say, "Oh, DC, I like your content, but," and
Yes.
then they just put like the most ruthless comment, and it's
Yes.
just like, okay,
Ooh,
thanks
yep.
for pretending to be nice. I love
Yep.
that.
100%.
I think sometimes when we say things like it's no longer aligned, that's kind of code work for I'm not really willing to do
I love this.
the work.
Karina's like, just go get your tires rotated to realign. Hell yes, I love that. Oh my God.
Inner work that it takes to get back into alignment. And it's so beautiful to be out of alignment because you can get yourself back in. Like that is our job. When we are in alignment, everything flows. I promise you, this business is so beautiful. This business, I just gave myself goosebumps.
It is shaming time. I wish, the male song from Blue's Clues where they go, it's mail time?
Yeah.
Did you watch that growing up? But if someone in the live chat could like sing it's shaming time to that same melody, and that would be the best. That would be the best present if someone is musical and could do that. That would be awesome.
Bad vibes only.
Bad vibes only, wrong answers only. So, oh my God.
This business is so beautiful. It can be whatever you want it to be. So when I was going through
and if you're watching this, and as Tay said, she said, hello, everyone. I love videos about BODi. They're so damaging to customers and coaches, still fighting disordered eating 2 years later. I'm glad you got out, and I hope that you're able to find the right kind of help because it is a twisty road to get out of that. And, Carl only sees dollar signs and he doesn't see the impact of what his company, what his products, and what his independent contractors are inflicting onto the world because of him. It's sad.
It's the Wild West out here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Long periods of dizziness. It was the residual income of this business that fully supported me, right? So when I couldn't,
Leo would be perfect. Leo is Karina's son, and that would be so perfect. Perfect.
Talking only financially. I mean, truly, like it just like carried me. And so
good night, Sean. Have a good night's sleep. And I hope you have a good weekend.
I have such amazing things to say about this business. And I'm so passionate about this business. Again, it's like I've been reborn because I realized what an opportunity, I mean, that word opportunity, but really it is an opportunity.
She's talking herself into this as an opportunity. She feels like so invigorated because all of a sudden there's a mass exodus of coaches leaving BODi to go to other companies or leaving multi-level marketing because they realize the exploitation that happens. And so, of course, she has to talk herself back in to recruiting because she's losing chunks of her paycheck, in my opinion. So,
allegedly.
Oh my God. I mean, we've heard like coaches on Danielle's channel like have this kind of like, oh, this is so amazing. You're going to get into alignment. You got to pay me to find the goodness in the world and the success in your business. And you need to have
enter my vibration.
Yes, that's a like type of thing that she doesn't even believe what she's saying herself, but she's trying to convince us that we need to buy into what she's saying.
Opportunity for you to create the life that you want, and you can do it your way. So if you're feeling like you're slapping up, who is still slapping a picture of their sweaty selfie up on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or
every coach, every single one. and sometimes they're photoshopping it. So go off, Barbie. Tell us more. Oh my God. Yes, and also, if you are on my channel and you don't mind, pop open a new tab and go like Danielle's channel. And if you're on Danielle's channel, I will take a pity, like I will. I'm not too proud to ask for it. And all of Danielle's live chat participants are so smart. I'm like, I'd love for you to like the video over here too. So let me put Danielle's link in my chat.
You use. If you're feeling like that's not working, it's because it's not. If you feel like you don't want to cold message people and say, hey girl, like, you know, I'm running a challenge group and I want to see if you want to be in it, or whatever it was, the script that I've myself have taught. If you feel like that's out of alignment, or you could just be in a different season of your life. I was having a conversation with one of my friends who said, wow, you know, when I started this business, she was 10 years younger, and now
a floofy boy. Oh my goodness.
We're just readjusting.
I love it.
It's a big stretch.
It's so cute.
She's in her 50s and she's a full-time caretaker of her mother. And it's because it's Miki Fernandez, in case anyone's wondering who it is. Happy birthday, Miki. But it's because of this business, because of BODi, that she is able to be at home with her mother and fully take care of her. She wants to be the one that takes care of her mom. And so it's the business that allowed her to do this. It's just that it's a different season of her life. And
the business of Beachbody, where more people lose money instead of make money, allowed this person the financial flexibility to take care of their parent who needs full-time care. I mean, one, that's incredible if you have the mental and emotional like bandwidth to do that. But to use it to sell us, or to use it to keep coaches in Beachbody longer, because what's it called when you're doing something for like moral or values based like reasons? I don't remember. I'm sorry. But it's using like these lofty gold or this lofty type of like, I'm able to take care of my parents. I'm able to take care of people who need help. And I get to do that because of BODi. It's the same thing as when BODi's like, we're going to donate to children in Africa. And you can support people in Africa by joining BODi, because this much percentage from your purchase is going to go over there. It's that same type of vibe. Altruistic. Y'all, I don't even know what to say. Yes, that's the word I was looking for. Oh my God.
For her to know, when we had this conversation, that she has permission, self-permission, to work this business in a way that is aligned with her, in a way that actually feels good to her, has shifted everything. So I'm so excited about that. And is that Amy M? Is that Amy Mashburn? Because your belly is something crazy, Nikki. Girl. We're going to talk about you today. So, okay, let's get to it. How do you actually build a business that feels soul aligned?
Do we get to be our own selves and aligned, or do we have to change our personality, our purchases, our time spent, our looks to look exactly like the leaders in BODi? Which
copy paste only, baby. Copy paste only.
It's like the Borg in Star Trek. It's just like, no, we're looking for clones. We want a hive mind. We want you to say, when we ask you to jump, we want you to say how high. It's, you know, like, where is the individuality of learning how to market for yourself? It shouldn't be cookie cutter. But
do not think for yourself. We are not allowed to do that here. No.
It's like we don't run with scissors because it's dangerous, and you don't get to think for yourself because it's dangerous to debunking multi-level marketing. Oh my God. Oh.
Yes. Oh, it is. It is. We're going to see. I have Amy's big belly up on one of my screens. We're going to watch it in just a second. So the first thing is, this is going to sound so basic to some of you. And I could have had slides. I thought about having the slides, but I'm like, no, I want you to feel me. I want you to.
That's because your PowerPoints get roasted on the internet. I mean, every single body person, like, am I glad that she's speaking to us? Sure. Do I miss a chance to roast a PowerPoint? Yeah, sure, I do too. I'm just saying, like, it. She's just gonna tell it from her heart because she wants us to get caught up in her emotions.
The emotional manipulation. Let's go.
See me, I want you to feel me, and I want to feel you. So some of the things that I might say, if
I don't want to feel nothing.
Like, how is she gonna feel any of us? Like, yeah, she's on Zoom, and probably people had to turn their cameras on because, you know, they're hate anti-multi-level marketing hopping into their Zooms, but I guess they didn't anticipate someone in their group sending us all this stuff. But anyways, it doesn't make sense. Like, I know that I can't feel people who are watching our video on the internet. I can read the comments and I can empathize if I've gone through something similar, or I can have compassion if someone's going through a hard time. That's about it. And I say this as kindly as I can. I just find it like an eye roll a little bit of her to say, like, I want you to feel me. I'm going to feel you. You're not going to feel anything. You just want us to keep paying so you can make money off of us.
Exactly.
Oh.
You just take it on the surface. If you're busy, like cooking or doing other things, whatever, or driving, just take a second to really absorb me and my energy, because the words are simple, but the concepts also are simple, but they're absolutely life-changing. So number one, I have 4 key, very simple, but life-changing concepts. Number one is decrease stress and increase your joy.
Really?
Grab your pens and papers, folks. This is going to get real good.
Oh my God. And like, I'm going to tell you something so life-changing, so like mind-altering. Get ready. Write this down. Find more joy. No shit, Barbie.
Believe in yourself.
Oh my God.
A few weeks ago, we had Moira, who had a guest speaker. I think his name was Rudy. And he talked about a company that he was working with. He was hired as a consultant. By the way, he was absolutely fantastic. And I love that he was talking about energy. But he was talking.
Oh, I got to find that video. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I'd love to look at that.
To a company, and he asked, why do you hire brilliant people if you're going to make them miserable and their circumstances or work are so stressful that you kill their creativity? And then he went on to say that, and I didn't know the statistic, that 75% of the population globally is chronically stressed. And we all know this, that if you're stressed out, you can't be creative. You can for a short period of time. You can run away from a tiger. No, you can't actually run away from a tiger, but a zebra may be able to run away from a tiger for a short period of time, but you can't be chronically stressed out and be creative. So you have to find a way to decrease your stress and increase your joy. So again, this sounds so simple, but why aren't we having more success? Like, why?
Maybe because we're hungry. Maybe because we're only allowed to eat 1,200 calories on your portion fix. Maybe because we're required to be on Zoom calls 3 to 4 times a week, listening to our uplines, hyper, like, micromanage us in what we're doing and recruiting and make sure we're sending enough messages, or we better be paying attention with our cameras on and not doing anything else, because you're going to get offended if they're actually taking care of their kids or they're taking care of their home with all of that time freedom that you sold us on. I mean, maybe that's where some of the rage is coming from. Maybe that's where some of the joy is getting sucked out of. Y'all are doing it.
I was lied
to. Oh my God. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Exactly. Yes. YouTube, please be kind to us, because we shouldn't get demonetized. It's okay. If we should be good.
Why aren't we like proselytizing, talking about body, because it's so life-changing?
Maybe because Is it? It's not. And also, if you listen to the investors' calls and how Carl Deichler talked about the BODi coaches, the BODi partners, that they're an unsophisticated volunteer sales force. And that is why it's such a good opportunity, because they don't have to pay anyone until they bring money into the company. And so it's a win-win-win for him. And it's a lose-lose-lose for all of the partners. I mean, come on. How could someone be happy and excited knowing that the CEO of the company that they believe in, that they are taking time away from their family to try to promote, thinks so little of them? You know? And it's, I don't know what to say. I'm like, yeah, sure. I don't like Carl Deichler, but I wish that people would leave and get out from under people of like Barbie. Like, I wish they would leave BODi. And I know some people have. So.
My husband always texts me video, even though we're in the same house, he always texts me videos and memes. And he sent me a meme. I don't know who said this quote, but he said, "You're running around all over the place looking for your diamond necklace. And then you realize that you're wearing a diamond necklace. Like, you are the diamond necklace." And I loved it. I know I butchered it, but I loved it because it's kind of like when if you've ever done this, you're looking for your cell phone, babe, or, I can't find my cell phone, and you're actually holding it. So I feel like in these 2 or 3 years where I really was struggling with vertigo and very strong fatigue, I was actually using the tools. I was actually like fully embodying what it meant to be a healthy person. Like, even though I wasn't super active from the outside, or maybe from the outside people didn't really know what was going on, I was going through a storm using our very tools, using meditation, really understanding what it means to be healthy. And so even though it was probably one of the most stressful periods of my life, feeling like the world was spinning all the time, it was also one of the most powerful gifts for me, because that saying, you don't appreciate something till it's gone. Well, when I appreciated it, I appreciate every single second of health that I have. And it allowed me to really form what is my unique perspective on health. So
okay, but the body fatigue and vertigo sound like something that BODi would exacerbate 100%. Here's a question. When I am working with a registered dietitian, I've been working with her I'm leading up to getting surgery, and I said, look, I'm sorry, content warning, weight loss talk. I told her, I said, I don't know if this is true or not, but this is what I'm thinking. I think if I go into surgery weighing less than I do now, that'd be better for me. And she said, well, how much sleep are you getting? And I told her, and she said, how much food are you actually able to keep down? And I told her, and she said, how much protein are you getting in? And I told her, and she's like, there's things that we can take care of that should move you towards neutral or good health. Sometimes weight loss is a byproduct of it. But we also have to realize the effect of stress on your specific health condition and keep that at a certain point. So it's a dance, and it's complex sometimes. And it's not just what these people in BODi are telling you. And again, I say this kindly. Sure, they're a volunteer sales force, and people like Autumn Calabrese, who is not a registered dietitian, is saying, fill up these plastic boxes and eat these and you'll lose weight. Well, everyone, in my opinion, would lose weight on 1,200 calories or less and working out all the time. And what does that do for stress? What does that do for actual sleep? What does that do for maintaining your bone density? What does that do for maintaining your muscle mass? It's questions that should be asked. And then if we listen to people like Barbie saying like, oh, I have the answer and it's my own truth. It's my own truth for health. And like, no, there's a standard. There's a standard of like factors of health.
Actual markers.
Actual markers. So it's going to be
Not
twisted.
just what I decided.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to make it conveniently fit my narrative, okay?
Yep. And we're supposed to
get out of here with your science, DC. We don't do that here.
Oh, I forgot. Darn it.
Beliefs and dreams
we're gonna talk-
only. I am the cell
Oh,
phone.
yes.
unique
The cell phone.
perspective, and we have Amy who's on the call, Amy Mashburn who's on the call, and this is really what makes you.
Yeah, for sure. Medical nutrition therapy is different. I'm working with it because with the knowledge of like what medications I'm on and just getting enough food that I can keep down with my registered dietitian and my doctors and stuff. And so I'm not saying my situation is everyone's situation. I was just trying to like paint a picture that it's not just weighing amount on a scale. It's not just looking a certain ways so people don't body check you when you go out in public. It's so much more than how they've diluted it in body and really like wrecked people's lives, in my opinion. Ugh.
So brilliant, and what we're going to talk about a little bit later is like, wait, what is my unique perspective? How can I find my unique perspective? So if one of the keys for us to tap into our brilliance, because whether we think we are or not, we all have a unique perspective. Not everyone is going to connect with this coach or partner or that partner or me. Somebody out there is waiting for you, and the tools that we have
Can I ask a question?
Decrease.
Yeah.
Why did they change it from coach to partner? I missed that. Why did that happen? Like when they rebranded to BODi, I guess?
Yeah, so they wanted to embrace health esteem. And so I know, it's wild.
Self-esteem.
And Carl was like, we're going to do mental health. It has to be more than the beach body. It has to be more than blah, blah, blah. And yet he missed all of his opportunities to say, I was the problem for the past 20 years in what I was doing to play into this idea that people could only be healthy if they looked a certain way. And so they changed it to partners, and I'm guessing, and I haven't confirmed this, that maybe they were getting into compliance trouble by people saying they're coaches and they have no actual like regulated qualifications to do anything. So, oh my God.
Stress and increase joy. It's the business itself. It's the tools that we actually offer. It's BODi workouts, the BODi meditations, the nutrition plan is the actual tool that we can use to decrease our stress and increase our joy. So some of the questions that I have for you, because how many of you, if you're really honest with yourselves, are just going through the motions of working out? I mean, I know I've been working out for 16 years with BODi. I know that I've gone through periods, maybe even years. I don't even know.
I have a question, Danielle. You are a very active person, and I guess I'm asking this question for the replay crew or people in the live chat. When you're working out and they're talking about going through the motions, are they talking about not being like a mind muscle, or not having your mind muscle connection? Are they talking about like, you need to actually like be in it to actually get, the benefit from the exercise? Because I'm thinking if you do the exercise, it's going to benefit you whether you're totally there or not. I don't know, because I haven't been active in a while.
Yeah, so there is science to prove that if you, like, let's say I'm doing like a bicep curl, if I like consciously focus on the fact that my muscle is contracting and then releasing, there's science to show that like that can help improve the benefits you get from the exercise. But that's not to say that if I went and did 10 bicep curls, that is not going to do anything just because I'm not paying attention. So I think maybe she's like over exaggerating the scientific facts. Because you would, if you do the workout, you're going to have a benefit, regardless of whether that's going for a 20-minute walk, doing yoga, doing a body workout, whatever that is. Like, you can't say that, I wasn't paying attention, so it doesn't count. Like,
yeah. Yep. in reaction therapy said personal experience and surface knowledge doesn't equal trained professional. DC is working with a trained and qualified professional, not a self-proclaimed expert, and always ask who do they answer to or who are they accountable to. And that's a great question to ask, because these coaches are accountable allegedly to BODi, yet we have emailed compliance so many times that they block us now. They don't even listen to us anymore. So who are these coaches accountable to? Overall, the FTC at some point, if there's ever a big enough case where they can say we can sue BODi and make some money from it. And BODi is being sued right now in the state of California for employment stuff going on. But they're always there. All of these coaches are giving you advice because you buying into their commission structure keeps them living a cushy lifestyle, in my opinion. And they're
Makes
probably
sense.
good people. There's probably good people in BODi. There's good people in all multi-level marketing companies. And sometimes it gets twisted up because their uplines will tell them, do this to be accessible, and they do it. And they don't understand that it's twisty. So
where I've just gone through the motions. And I want to know if that's you, whether it's now or you have in the past. So some of the questions that I have for you, again, super, super simple, is how can I connect to my workouts and to my food? How can I connect? How am I? So not only how can I, but how am I? How am I relating to my workouts? How am I relating to my food?
Again, part of it's good, part of it's not. I'm still in the mindset of realizing that food isn't for punishment and it's not for rewards, but it's also okay to enjoy your food too. It's a twisty road getting out of eating issues or being punished with food growing up, and then coming and realizing, okay, even if you have a low self-esteem day, or you don't see yourself, you can't punish yourself by not eating because you're trying to keep your body healthy enough for surgery. And I'm still, hopefully, even though I'm not always going to have that goal of the surgery, I have to fix my relationship with food at some point. And I'm working with a registered dietitian to do that and a therapist to do that. But it's like, part of what she's saying is good, and part of it is twisty. Maybe, it's just, but people are going to listen to her. They're going to look at her. They're going to look at her home. They're going to look at her lifestyle and say, well, if I want that, I can be exactly like Barbie. I can be exactly everything she tells me to do. I can do it. And
Take it as fact.
Yeah. And you can get in a murk that way, in my opinion.
How can I share that in a way that shows my unique point of view? And so I'm super happy to use you, Amy, as an example, because yesterday I spent, seriously, I'm not kidding, probably hours on Amy Mashburn Instagram. And I was really I feel like I was in her head. What is her point of view? And so what does it mean I love that you posted, for example, you posted about judgment. So other moms judging you or judging other moms for wanting to look great after having a baby. You post about feeling good today. I think you posted about this being your fittest pregnancy and how you're excited about your postpartum journey.
I have never had kids, so I'm only going to touch on this. I hope that as I'm figuring out how to love my body, that people who are able to grow a human and want to grow a human in their body can love themselves after they give birth and not feel like they have to not enjoy the rest part of not being uncomfortable having a human grow in them, and that they don't have to live up to some of these expectations or the timetable of bouncing back. I mean, I'm not
Exactly.
it it's hard for me to say, like, you know what? I'm not in the place that I feel like I could say something about this, but I hope that you, I who is making these determinants of what people are supposed to look like, and it's also not me saying like, well, really fit people have no value. That's not what I'm saying either. I'm just saying I hope that people who go through this process about what she's talking about get to enjoy that, because I don't think you really do in Beachbody. I don't think you really do when all of your leaders are like, oh, you're going to have such a good before and after because you're going to take that day one postpartum picture and your body's naturally going to get smaller from your uterus, like whatever that's called, like it was expanded and now it's like coming back to its normal size. I mean, it's just everything's for money. Everything's for the potential of getting a customer. And I kind of wish that people get to enjoy it and do maybe what they don't have to stress about. Okay, I'm counting down 6 weeks until I can start working out again. If that's not what they want to do, that's all I'm trying to say. I don't know. Oh.
Just feeling good and making your workouts a part of the family, like your kids get to witness this. That is your unique perspective. So if you study Micah Folsom, if you study, that's another coach that I was studying yesterday, or Amy Mashburn, you're going to see that they're sharing their unique perspective. And so by studying Amy, I'm going to show you how I did it, how I studied and the kinds of questions that I asked. Then I did this work on myself. And because before, all I did when I started this journey, I wanted to lose weight. It was for me about losing weight and looking good. And now I actually made a list. It's like, okay, well, health is really important to me. What is my unique perspective? I use working out and eating well as a way to support my whole system. It's a way for me to feel true well-being, to have mental clarity. Exercise and movement is a way for me to move through my emotions. It's a way for me to regulate my nervous system. I mean, really, really, the list can go on. And even today that I was experiencing vertigo for the first time in a year, it was so perfect. It was perfect. It was not perfect. It was freaking hard today, let me tell you. But it was so perfect because it allowed me to see like, okay, well, what tools am I using? I was able to meditate. Thank you to this business. I was able to.
You don't have to meditate. Like you have access to free meditation resources without having to pay the monthly coaching fee or pay for awful Shakeology or pay for,
Is this part of the rebrand? Like BODi has meditations now?
Yep. They've got mental. They're paying this lady like a premium for her making all of these like mental wellness, mental moments or whatever. It's like
mindful moments or something.
Yes. You
know where else you could get one of those? YouTube for free.
Yeah. It's and we're not saying like meditation isn't good. It is good. It you can do lots of things that can help regulate, your parasympathetic nervous system and all this shit. Like we're not saying it's bad. We're saying you don't have to pay a premium to get access to it, and you don't have to be in a high control group to access it either.
And if you need help finding resources, message me. I'll help you find them for free.
Oh my God. Danielle is the best.
Most of the day so that I could come to you today. And I went to acupuncture. So these are all different modalities that included BODi that I was able to use. And this is something that I'm able to share with my audience.
But is there an essential oil for that? Oh, there probably is. I ordered that doTERRA. I mean, it doesn't have doTERRA written anywhere in it, but it does have trademarked and registered names from doTERRA essential oils, so you know that it's only for people who use doTERRA. It is just one thing after another. Cancer, chronic pain, arthritis, fibromyalgia,
Is this that like recipe book or whatever?
Yeah, I have one for Young Living. I ordered one. Look how thick this boy is. It's like an inch and 3/4 thick, and it just has, oh, if you have this, if you have whatever, I don't know, Graves' disease, it gives you the essential oil. If you have a headache, there's essential oil. If you have Hodgkin's disease, here's an essential oil. If you have hepatitis, here's an essential oil. If you have, I don't know, heart failure, essential oil for that. Every A to Z. What the hell? That feels like the same thing we're listening to her, like, oh, I can do all these things through BODi now. I can regulate my system. I can do meditation. I can work out. I can get everything I need, to eat correctly. I don't have medical issues I used to have, except she did have them today, but not that I'm happy she had them. It's just like she's saying that BODi is the answer for everything, and it's not. It literally is not.
Yeah, if you have any disease, please see a doctor. Thank you. Thank you for that comment.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm actually not reading the chat. So these are some questions.
I love how she was like, I want you to feel my energy and I'm going to feel your energy, but I'm not going to read the chat. Oh, okay. Got it. So clear. So we're just.
I don't have time for you, live chat. You guys are stupid.
Oh my God.
Save it.
Again, for you to ask yourself, how am I connecting and how can I connect in a way that will allow me to see what my unique perspective is? And when we say unique perspective, it's simply the way you do things. It's the way you think things. It's that little voice in your head that's like constantly talking to you. And it really is about just paying attention to that voice so that you can share it in a way that is authentic with the world and not just copy paste of what this person is posting or that person is posting. The second concept, super simple, is what do I actually want? That is.
Oh my God. I want to not go into debt trying to sell a multi-level marketing product and then get shamed and shunned when I decide that I cannot afford this route anymore. I mean, maybe those people want that. I don't know what to tell you, Barbie. Oh my God.
We don't have time for poor people.
That's what it feels like.
Question, what do I actually want? We live in a world where I'm not going to be political, but we live in a world where.
I'm not going to be political, but holy shit, she's about to get political. Please do not burn our channels down. Thank you.
We are constantly being told what to do and how to do it. And so,
oh my God.
Sheep.
I like how she's saying like, oh, we are in a world where we're constantly being told what to do and how to do it. Sometimes those are barriers that keep us safe, i.e. rules of the road. You're told how to drive and you're told what's going to happen if you break the law because it's to keep people safe. Or kids, when you're teaching them for 12 years and then they're ready to go to college, like if they even go, which they don't have to go, you're learning something, you're told what to do and how to do it because that's how teaching works. Like, and now we're about to head into a conspiracy theory. Oh my God.
This question, wait, what do I actually want, is actually a radical question because we're often being told what to do and how to think, including with the algorithm, right? Including with, for example, like if you're like, oh, I should get some curtains. I mean, this happens to us all the time. It's like we talk about something and then all of a sudden you get all this subliminal messages on Facebook or Instagram ads, right? Alexa is listening there. And this question of...
Literally, Alexa listens when you say Alexa, and then it's going to listen for 30 seconds at least to make sure that it's going to listen and respond. Siri does the same thing because you agreed to those terms and conditions when you sign up to bring that product into your home. Guess what? If you don't have a VPN on your computer, Google or whatever, all of your search history on your computer is going to be used for the advertisers who pay all of the search engines to be a part of them, because they're like, hey, we want to pay for this. Please put our stuff in front of people who are looking for trash cans, and they sell trash cans. Okay, got it. How much do you want to pay for that? Okay, great. They have this information so they can show it to us on Instagram, on TikTok, on any company that could, on YouTube. You may even see a multi-level marketing company advertise on one of our videos, and we love them wasting their money on us, but it depends on what you're searching for. And if you don't already have a VPN, get one. Okay? God. And she doesn't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh on what she's saying. I
don't think so. I think that she's trying to turn this into a conspiracy when it doesn't exist.
Yeah. And it's like, as someone who does get scared about this type of stuff, like, knowledge is a great equalizer when you don't understand something. And yet she is using, like Danielle's saying, we're getting into conspiracy territory here.
Some of you, or maybe many of you, have heard the story. So Jim Rohn, he's truly the godfather of network marketing. And he tells the story of the roast, that in his family, there's a roast recipe, and that the end of the roast would get cut every time. And so that happened over years and years, generations through generations. And finally, he thought to ask his mother or his grandmother why the family cut the end of the roast. And he goes, oh, because the pot was too small. And so it wasn't like any kind of secret formula. It was simply because the pot was too small. And so this is what I want to challenge you, or to invite you to think about, is, are you doing, or maybe you're not doing at all, right? Are you doing what you're doing because it's just the way that it's always been done? And so I absolutely manifested this business in the beginning, in the early years, through this force that came through me. It was like pure, and it.
Oh my God.
Get out of here with that. Get out.
And the wild thing is, sometimes you learn how to do something in the way that most people do it because it's the most efficient way. And then once you learn how to do it and learn to do it by all the rules, you can make innovations and make progress because you've become an expert at doing something, the way that's supposed to be taught. Like surgeons who go to medical school, they're taught by their medical professors and their other doctors, and they become excellent at what they're taught, and then they can go and make advancements because they're that talented, because they learn how to do it. And I understand part of what she's saying, where she's like, don't just follow without actually thinking about something, but like, there's so many additional nuanced ways that you do follow that doesn't lead you into conspiracy land. I don't know. I don't know what to say to her. I feel like I'm speechless, I guess. Yes. God.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But I was so excited, and that was magnetic. And then as I climbed through the ranks and I got more successful, and that's when I actually started comparing myself to other people. And then I started teaching these kind of cut and paste methods. That's when I lost my magic for a long time. And it was only when I got to the point of really like breaking point with where I was like, I can't do it this way. I can't. That I found myself. And that's why I'm so happy to be on this call to tell you.
So she's saying that she followed the rules for cold messaging people, that she had a bad taste in her mouth, even though it got her to the top of the company. And now, because it's not working after 2020, she has found a newer, nuanced way to market, even though the marketing techniques they're still using are not effective, because you don't talk about your brand pillars. You don't talk about your core values. You don't talk about what you want to, what you are trying to help people with, and you don't know what people need help with. You're just taking like stabs in the dark, and hopefully that you find something to hold on to. And you could turn the light on, you could go to school, you could get marketing help, or you could even just not be in a multi-level marketing company. But like, there is ways to do this without being twisty and slimy, the way that Beachbody has done hay hunting since the beginning.
Exactly.
You don't need a prescription and how to run this business. You need a permission slip. You need a permission slip to say, I get to do this the way that I want to do it. So as leaders, I believe that our job is to present a buffet of options. To be like, look, our job is to paint the vision. This is what's possible, but from this vision, from whatever this vision is that we are painting, you get to choose. You get to decide what it is that you want for yourself. And you know what? Yes, I have always taught this is the 7-figure business. This is the 6-figure vision. But you know what? Maybe it's not what you desire, like truly. And do you have the courage? And by the way, I feel you, Amy. I feel you right now, because last time.
I feel you, but I haven't even read the chat on the Zoom
I was just
call.
thinking that. I thought we weren't reading the chat. So are we or aren't we?
And if you're in BODi and you're part of her team, you deserve better. Like, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to say nice things about her right now to get you to listen to me later on, but like, sure, she looks like she lives a luxurious lifestyle. She looks like she is, in a socially acceptable body size here in the United States. She's pretty. She seems like she gets to do really fun things in her free time, but you don't have to subject yourself to this level of control and twistiness in BODi if you are being mistreated, which it seems like a lot of the leaders do mistreat their downlines, and then they end up getting shunned when they leave. And so if no one ever tells you, you don't deserve this kind of twistiness that we're watching here, in my opinion.
On your call, you're like, oh, why wouldn't you want a 6-figure business, right? Like, of course you would. And I thought,
of course you would, but it is not offered by Beachbody. Look at some people get to the 6-figure business. But if you look at the income disclosure and you look at the median, meaning if you line up the person who makes the most money, all the way down to the person who makes $0, and you put them in order all the way from the most to 0, you know what the very middle, like median number is going to be? $0 made. Because all of the wealth is at the top. And then they all try to tell you an average, and that doesn't mean anything, especially in this, because more people lose or never make any money in Beachbody. Oh my God.
And it's like, I understand where you're coming from, because we know the beauty of this business, the possibility of this business. But you know what? You need to ask yourself on this call, if you're listening to the recording, it's like, wait, what do I want? Because I would rather, of course, I want to see my team, our team, the network thrive. And I absolutely.
Yeah, Kat the barber said, I get so annoyed. They all say it like you just sign up and instantly make a cool meal, while also saying if you don't, you didn't work hard enough though. And the next step of them being defensive is when you tell them and show them all the hard work you did, they say there was something wrong with your mindset and you need to read more self-development books, because how could you not be successful by working hard, doing everything they said? Well, then there's this ambiguous factor where they're never the issue and you're always the problem.
Exactly.
Oh my God. You have a new member?
Yeah. Hi,
Let's
Sadie.
go.
Welcome. Enjoy the emotes.
We've got a Aaron B's shoulder smolder for her welcoming to your channel. Here we go. 8 seconds. Oh my God.
I love it.
That's awesome. Sorry, I just want to like celebrate all your people joining your channel. I love that.
Welcome. Use the fun little Firefox and Bubba emojis. Ye freaking ha. Yeah, let's go.
Yes, that's awesome.
That what we've achieved is just like barely scratching the surface.
No,
and yet
surface. The surface is gone. You have sanded it down. There's no material left for anybody else. It gets more poor scheme instead of get rich quick scheme.
I thought that was really good.
Oh my god, that is so good.
Coming to merch soon. Get more poor scheme.
Oh, that would be such a good shirt. Oh my god. You know what shirt we need to make? A little like a toll bridge in like the 90s cartoon style, and then like a gremlin with a conscience underneath it, and then you need to get poor more scheme. Brought to you by marketing everywhere. Oh my god.
There's a partner out there that is listening to this call and is making $50 a week, and you could be making $500 a week if you actually allowed yourself to think that you're to say to yourself, this is what I actually want.
You know where you can make $500 a week? Doing Uber Eats. I mean, again, this is all saying if you're mobile. I'm assuming that the people she's speaking to are mobile / able / don't have limitations with mobility. So I don't want to come across like all people can do this.
Mhm.
But the solution of being a ship it shopper and making tips, you can make good money doing lots of that, and there's no experience required. Just like you don't need experience to be in Beachbody, and all you have to do is sign up, get approved. You can start shopping for someone immediately. You can start picking up stuff for someone immediately, and you can make $500 a week doing that, starting out. So it's just tough. $50 a week is more than your downline is making in a year, probably. Burn. Big burn. Oh my god.
I'm going to go for it versus feeling like maybe you're failing because you're not at this rank, or you're not doing this, or maybe your sponsor wants this for you. Maybe I've like literally gone back to like apologize to some of my team and be like, I'm sorry, I pushed you so much for this because I really wanted this for you, but it wasn't what you wanted. And they felt a sense of relief. And then coming back to the business,
I think collectively all of us are watching Danielle's background as we're listening and looking at the floof haven behind her.
His head is like hanging off the edge of the bed. Like I think he wants out.
Did it to go out? Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Oh, what a good floof. Jobs are for people with a limited mindset. Sarcasm. Yup.
Losers
100%.
have jobs.
Yeah.
From a place of like, ooh, like this feels good. This is what I actually want. And so part of your homework today is to ask yourself, what is it that you desire? Not what your sponsor wants, but what do you desire?
And if that means leaving Beachbody, then you should leave BODi. You should leave it. If you're actually taking her seriously and what she's saying, what do you actually want? If there is, you separate all of your upline, you separate your crossline, you separate your friends and say, if I didn't have any connections to this business, would I want to leave? And if the answer is yes, then leave. I'm not trying to interfere with anyone's contract, but if you feel like you're stuck and that relationships are keeping you stuck or letting someone down or the fear of retribution is keeping you there, you can leave. She just gave you the open door right here.
Bye.
I wanted to give you an example of how we could do things differently. So working with customers, this is an example of like the roast pan, where the story I just told, I was always, when I started as a BODi partner, we didn't even have challenge groups. We had message threads. And so the challenge group came into being probably a few years later. And ever since then, circa 2009, 2010, we have been teaching challenge groups. And I find that, hi, Carmen. I find that a lot of people, I think it was the pandemic, like we just got Zoom called out and like just like
Well, I mean, it was people had access to a camera and a computer. It was a blessing that if jobs were able to still pay people because they still had customers, that they could continue to work. I mean, yeah, sure. Is being in person, so does it feel better sometimes? Yeah, it does sometimes, but the way that all people in MLMs like flippantly talk about the Zoom stuff, like it feels like an eye roll because it feels like an eye roll from people who don't believe the severity and the the damage that was done during the pandemic from a truly awful sickness and stuff, and they're like, "Oh, we're all Zoom called out," and it was like, well, you know what? It did keep people healthier if they were even able to stay home, because we know that doctors and nurses, sanitation workers, electricians, plumbers, like those people didn't, and police officers and others, like even the unhoused population didn't just get to like go to shelter and wait it out, you know?
Exactly.
too much. I find that people are a little bit more independent now. And so not everyone wants
Yes.
to be on Facebook. Not everyone wants to be in a BODi group. Not everyone wants to be in a challenge group. And maybe you don't want to run a challenge group. However, there are so many different options. And this is just an example, and you get to choose whatever it is that you want. But there are so many different ways to connect with your customers in a way that actually does build community, if that's what you want. And I want to preface that or say that if you desire to build a team, and if you want to be just an affiliate, which is totally fine, right? Like you're just an affiliate, the income opportunity is smaller there. And to me, we're not allowed to use the word freedom. To me, the most possibilities exist. It's a fact.
We're not allowed to use the word freedom. Freedom's already implanted in the mind of the person who's listening, and I'm going to talk about it. Okay.
Yeah, like I'm not allowed to talk about freedom, but what I am going to talk about is
what does freedom mean? Yeah, exactly. God.
Most possibilities exist with the compensation plan. This is all fact. I'm looking for my language very carefully. Is through building. But
you're not, because you're saying the words you're not allowed to say out loud. So
yeah, and it's like I'm not allowed to say that I've made 7 figures in Beachbody, but you can make a lot of money. I'm not allowed to say that we drive multiple cars now from this opportunity, but I'm not going to, I'm not allowed to say that I've paid off all of my student loan debt and all of my mortgages, but, it's just like that, literally the same thing. It's the same thing, Barbie. And you don't have to have a PhD to know that. Oh my God.
So through building a team, you develop your leadership skills, you truly learn how to claim your voice, and you help other people do the same, in addition to being able to really take advantage of the compensation plan. So in my humble opinion, when you have a community, that's really when you get to know people, and then you're able to invite them to the business opportunity. And so to the actual business. But again, it doesn't mean that you have to run a monthly challenge group if you don't desire. It could be, for example, I belong to a different world as well of just the coaching space. And I didn't even know that like Voxer is a thing, right? Like I know that.
Voxer's been around literally forever. Like since apps have been around, Voxer's been around. You know how I know that? We used it in Mary Kay. Like, what? Oh my God. It's
welcome to the 21st century.
God.
I'm like so outdated, right? But you can support your customers through Voxer. You can support your customers in a group through Telegram. You can do text only. I have some partners that have joined that they're like, you know what? I would love to support my customers through text messages. Or like they've told me I don't like to be in a challenge group, but this is the way that, wouldn't it be cool? And I remember another partner saying to the partner, like, oh, but we're supposed to do challenge groups. And I'm like, no, you can actually do it the way that you want. You can do text, you can do Voxer, you can do Telegram. You can do email only. I was thinking about how, and yes, this is 15 years ago, how one of my very top coaches, Josh Spencer, the way that we developed our relationship and the way that I was able to coach him, I remember very clearly was actually through email. What text services are any of you using? Okay, somebody else can answer that.
Why can't you just answer that? Like, okay, whatever.
Coaching through email sounds like my worst nightmare.
It sounds awful.
I was talking on my stream yesterday, like if people have questions for me, send me a message on Instagram, because you will get buried in my email inbox if you try and email me, and I will take weeks to find that email again and answer you.
Yeah, maybe she doesn't use. That's super fair, and I appreciate that. Also, Clowntown, if y'all don't follow Clowntown, they are a dynamic duo.
I love it.
They're incredible. So
Put them in the chat.
I will link them and then try to copy the message over if it works. But it should be the Clowntown, and they should be the first one that pops up now. So
Beep, boop. There we go.
So one of the questions that I would ask myself is, do I want to build a community? And if I want to build a business, I would highly recommend, if you want to build a business and build your team, which is my recommendation if you really want to take advantage of the comp plan, but also think of longevity. And I say that because when I wasn't feeling well, my income didn't change, or I don't remember.
Oh, that's not going to be the same for everyone. It's not residual income. You have to work hard at it every day to continue to replace the mid to lower tiers that are always churning through. You have to work hard at it. And you've been in so long, maybe you don't have to work as hard as other people. But there are some people, they can't get sick because Beachbody doesn't offer insurance or healthcare. They cannot like take time off because they're living paycheck to paycheck. You like, it's not, her amount of income is not what other people are experiencing in mass.
I know.
If it changed, it may have changed a little bit, but it's what truly I found so supportive. So I do want this for the team. And then I would ask you to ask the second and last question is, what would be of the highest service to the client? So what would be of the highest service to the client? And that is not to say that our role is to play the role, or our role is not to play the role of therapist, right? Someone tagged me on one of—
It's no one's role to play the role of therapist. You need a licensed therapist.
You know who's really good at playing the role of therapist? An actual therapist.
Oh my God. Yeah, where's like, are we in the Twilight Zone right now? Like, what is happening? She knows that too. She's been in multiple like academic spheres. She has her PhD. Like, she's not like, it's not like she doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
One of their Facebook memories, and she had said, she was like, oh, you know, I'm there in the middle of the night for my customers, or on weekends, or anything they need. Like, I'm always there. And I'm like, I don't have a therapist that does that for me. Like, I don't have just my husband and like maybe a friend that I could text whenever I want, you know, but not like any time of the day. And so our role is really to be partners and to offer accountability, and not in a way that overextends ourselves so that—
Yeah, she has a PhD in, let me tell you, Barbie. She has a PhD in what? It's in like something literature. Hold on. She has her Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in French literature. She is very smart. She has her Bachelor of Arts in French language and literature. So she's a smart cookie, and she's unfortunately stuck in a multi-level marketing company. So
Well,
Where
and
you
she
wind up.
uses the term because like she has her doctorate, so she is technically a doctor.
yeah.
But I noticed when I included her in my previous video, to me, it seems like she uses the term doctor to like build authority as to why you should hire her as a coach that's going to teach you how to make a bunch of money.
No way.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like ethical professors or ethical people who have PhDs do not like rub it in your face, and they will not like they will make sure that they are not confusing people who are going to assume a doctor is a medical doctor, and
Yeah.
she doesn't make that line clear at all.
No.
Being burnt out and stressed out, right? Lately I found some of my customers like phone calls to chat through things, and it's been so helpful. Yeah, that's absolutely beautiful if you have the availability and the space for it, right? If you have the energy for that and that actually fuels you, I absolutely think that that is so beautiful. One of the things that I used to do would be to get on Zoom calls all the time, and that was for me. And that was one of the things that that I just wasn't able to do energetically. Like I'm not able to do that, and I'm okay with that because I've given myself permission to only have up to 2 or 3 Zoom calls per week, because that's what energetically my body can handle. More than that, like I start to I start to crumble. Okay. So the third point that I want to make, oh my God, it's 7:34 already. I'm going to go fast with this point. First, I wrote down that no one's coming to save you. And this this sounds negative, but it's not. Because
Oh, again, another high control tactic. This is gonna sound like this, but it's not. So take my word that I know how you're supposed to feel about what I'm about to say. Oh my God.
We hate it here.
this means that you get to save yourself. So no one's coming to save you, but you get to save yourself. And when I hit this point where I was
And again, I guess I keep like reacting to videos, and I'm trying to speak to the people who are influenced like me, where they soak things in and they make something like mean something that it doesn't. There are some people who are there to save you. Therapists, maybe some of those people that you pay to partner with you when you don't have even if you have healthy relationships with your family. What if you don't? Then you're going to think, well, I don't have anyone to come save me, so I'm going to join BODi community. And she's saying it in the context of you're going to have to do this for yourself. You're not going to be able to wait for motivation from us because we're too busy being mean to you so that you don't depend upon us. And that's just me being snarky. But like, mental health is such a huge thing. And there are people out there, even if they're like, I don't know all of the options that Harper has listed in the chat, but there are options that you can have access to if you don't have healthcare or something like that. But licensed therapists are people who like save people's life because they help them through things. So it's just, I don't know. I don't want someone to listen to this and like get caught up and like reaffirm something that they've like this idea they've held on to that no one's going to come save them. And I'm probably just reading too much into this. Oh my God.
at the end of the pandemic, after when I was coming out of the nausea or vertigo, and I said, I am not able to do this the way that I used to do this. I had 2 choices. One choice was to complain and to say, BODi has changed. They changed the format too much. People suck. People don't want to work, which is what I see some people doing. But that doesn't serve me and that doesn't serve others. Or I chose to change.
BODi inherently has a broken compensation model where Carl Deichler always wins and Beachbody or BODi, now the company, always wins, and the few people at the top win and most everyone else loses. So, and also to say that people don't want to work, shame on her for saying that, because there's so many people that do that cannot because of physical limitations and or mental limitations, and or they cannot find a job, or they're working so hard that they're going further into debt because they don't get paid a living wage. So it's so much more complex than she's saying in her luxury home with her designer clothes and all this other stuff. It's more complex than that. It's offensive for her to say stuff like that, in my
But we
opinion.
don't want to talk about the nuance, DC. It
That's
just
no
needs to
fun.
be easy. Being rich is a choice. So stop choosing not to be rich.
Yep. Yeah, and Clowntown said, my friends have been trying to find jobs since they graduated. It's not that easy. Yep. She may be highly intelligent, but yeah, the stuff she says, her personality. I mean, again, we also know she's bought into Beachbody for such a long time. There is some of that probably has molded how she sees the world. The people that she surrounded herself with, it's probably a combination of things. And also, she's a public figure. And we can also say what she is doing at this point in time isn't okay, even if she has been influenced by the money she has made or Carl Deichler or whatever it is. It's still not okay what she's doing to other people. It's a both and.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to go through life things, just things, right? It could be motherhood. It could be a parent, aging. It could be your role has changed. It could be anything. You're going to go through things where what used to work is not going to work anymore. And so you're going to have to adapt. And that is what is so amazing about being a human being, is that we have the capability to adapt.
The problem is, though, when you have created situations that can be avoided and you make people adapt more than they should have had to, i.e., Beachbody changing the comp plan, having a broken compensation plan where they get rewarded more for having partners underneath them than having customers underneath them. That's a big flaw. And like Carl Deichler basically like tanking his own company has made it really difficult on all the coaches to recruit people, and putting Autumn Calabrese in a position where she gets to tell people what to eat and how to eat, that's dangerous too. So they've made it so difficult, and we see Barbie here telling us adapt, adapt, adapt. That's the sign of a really good person. They wouldn't have had to do all that adapting if it hadn't been for BODi.
Exactly.
I have a little note here about my conversation with Amy that so I actually studied Amy's Instagram, and I spent hours I'm going to show you exactly what I did. And I was like, okay, well, Amy really is an artist. Okay. She truly is an artist. You are, darling. You truly are an artist. And so I was like, okay. So for like a split second, I was like, okay, what does someone do that, is living in an apartment, single, doesn't have this beautiful scenery, is in like dim lighting? And Amy was like, you make it work. And I was like, duh, of course you make it work, because it's all a choice. It's like, can you choose joy? Can you choose to go out there? And today I was actually searching for, because my video skills are really poor. And it's like, okay, how do you actually use an iPhone? How do you actually make nice videos?
Amy Mashburn is a top coach in Beachbody. And Barbie Caleb is who we're listening to, and she is talking about Amy Mashburn's Instagram feed, why it's so good, and she's going to tell us why. But my Instagram looks like trash. This is what I've learned though. When I've talked to customers, when we built things for companies, you go in, what are your core values of what you want to be doing on your account for your layout? And it's not just aesthetics, it's a rotation of ideas. And what's the main one you want to do? When you allocate certain percentages to these core values, and then you rotate it. So, ABC, a rotation of ABC or whatever. And A is education, and B is entertainment, and C, whatever it is. And so if you're in the home design business or you're in a contractor business, A is education. Well, what kind? Okay, if you're educating people on how to find and work with a professional contracting company, those would be that. And so you would either have some kind of rotation, so it's not just like, okay, our colors are blue and white and silver. It is a rotation of ideas. So, and then you can go to that next level and have the rotation of ideas along with your brand of colors. Like, you could always bring in your blue, you could always bring whatever. Look at Danielle's page, don't look at mine. Mine's like a shit show. But like, just because like I don't do it because I don't know, I guess I'm lazy right now, but like, there's constraints on some stuff I can do, and I'm like, I'm just gonna live stream, and that's where I have more fun, and that's what I'm gonna do. But she's gonna say, oh, Amy does all this stuff, and it's more than taking a good picture. It's more than, and I'm sure Danielle's gonna tell you all this because I'm just like, I feel like I've taken over the chat, but it's more than what she's talking about.
Yeah, no, I think you pretty much covered it.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. You also have to keep in mind too, like, I don't know, because this is something that like people ask me. It's like a lot of these people, they have the free time on their hands to make a feed that's cohesive, that has clear content pillars, that rotates through those content pillars like you were talking about. But for the average person who's working in MLM and probably, has a job or has kids or whatever, they don't have the hours a day that it takes to sit down and calculate, like, what am I going to post and when? So it's like, it's an unrealistic expectation as well.
Yeah. And Dangerous, is it Dangerous Lamb 81? Mm-hmm. I love that. I feel like joy is something you experience, not choose. And again, it's also hard to listen to her say this, because if joy is a choice, then what about the people who struggle with anxiety or like generalized anxiety that's not just around? Or what about people who have specific anxiety around situations that they can't avoid, or the generalized one where it's all the time and it doesn't make sense? It's not just fix your mind. Oh, I can say all day long, sounds don't cause me like crippling like overstimulation, and I'm just going to think my way through it. No, like, sure, can I practice that with a therapist? I guess so. I can also wear earplugs and my noise canceling headphones if I'm going to go be in a group, because I won't have a meltdown when I do that. It's not just like, okay, I'm calm, I'm whatever. You're not just speaking over yourself and choosing joy. Like, there's also brain imbalances, like chemical imbalances in your brain. There's also other
panic disorders.
Yes. Yeah. I'm literally afraid. Yes. Yep.
And there are so many videos. There are so many videos out there that show you, like, in the middle of nowhere, how to actually capture footage in a way that is pleasing to the eye. But then also, that's when after
Hi,
I was
Amy.
on
We like this
Amy's
Amy.
Brain, that's when I went to Micah Folsom's Instagram account.
Emily's probably going to have to change her name to the Not That Amy. I'm just joking. They spell it differently, so it's awesome.
I was like, oh, it doesn't, I mean, I know this, right? But I found examples of it for us. It doesn't have to be necessarily artistic. So I went to Micah's profile. I'm not going to show it to you, but I will just, you know what?
Oh, great. Thanks so much. We're not going to get to see any examples. We're just going to have to listen to you. My favorite.
I'll show it to you, and then we're going to move on to.
Oh, wait, she is going to show it to me? God, I can't. I'm not having the best time hearing her, so sorry if she said.
No, she said she wasn't going to, and now she is going to. So mixed signals.
Oh,
Amy's and how to, hold on a second, how to, hold on, I can't do two things at a time. How to actually look at a profile, study a profile, and to say like, okay, oh, this is what I want to do with it. Okay, this is
my
not going to
God.
let me do this, and I don't want to spend all day trying to do this. Okay, I'm gonna
Share screen, log into Instagram from Chrome. Like, what are you doing? Oh,
I'm not going to show you Micah's thing. I'm going to show you straight to Amy's thing in just a second. Okay, but when I looked at Micah's Instagram profile, I'm like, okay, super.
it's so funny to hear her saying these things. She was one of the snarkiest people in real life. She was so mad to have to mingle with us lowly coaches when I met her. You don't say, Amy. That checks out. That checks out. She's also told us a bunch of times that what she's saying is going to sound mean, but we're not supposed to take it as being mean. She's actually really, truly being so kind to us.
I actually just want you to take my feedback. I'm being nice by even giving it to you. So
I'm being nice by even giving you this amount of time for free. Okay, lady. God.
I don't want to say normal because there's nothing normal about Micah in the sense that she's, she's one of the very tip-top coaches, top earning, mom of 6, and yet she's always saying, she has a podcast called Do the Crap. I think Do Your Crap, Do the Crap. And it's just very visually like simple. There we go. The word is simple. It's just simple. She has 4 main topics: mom life and kids, farm life, fitness and being a mom, and her business. Okay, those are 4 broad categories, and within that is her unique perspective. Just
for the love of God, she doesn't understand what
mom life and kids, fitness as a mom, this mom, mommy mom.
moms. I don't. You can
Moms
be
on a
more
farm.
simple. Yeah, like you can be more simple and more nuanced and like reach more people than just like, okay, I see her being a mom here. I'm gonna guess at her grid. That's what she's doing. She's guessing because like you could pick up on stuff, but a lot of times you do something where it's not super overt. Like you educate or you I know I keep saying educate, entertain, like whatever.
I don't know.
word
Okay,
you
so I
choose.
have like a bit of a different perspective on this because I don't think that what she's saying is necessarily incorrect. Like the way I always approach it is like you do have your 5 content pillars. So like I always use the example of a yoga studio because I used to own a yoga studio. And my content pillars would be like talking about yoga, talking about meditation, talking about journaling. From there, I would take those like 3 content pillars and then I would be like, am I going to educate on this topic, inspire people, or entertain them around those 3, again, yoga, meditation, journaling, and then take it that way. So I think like I get what she's saying, but like Clowntown said here, like fitness and motherhood should be separate. So it should be that like motherhood is her like topic of her profile. And then she talks about fitness. She talks about farm life. She talks about, the different aspects of motherhood would make way more sense. But this just seems like very chaotic, like you're saying, and just like, okay, I'm just going to post about, having a homestead or whatever it is,
I really like what you said. I guess I'm still like, the people she's talking to are, I don't know. I'm not saying they're not going to get it. I'm saying she's going at it from such a like too many steps in, and she's not actually giving them tools to be able to do it themselves because like they probably don't even know what their brand pillars are going to be. They probably don't, like know even how they want to do that. They don't even know what question they're solving of what do I want to solve and what does my audience need solving. And normally that's how you write all those down and then you kind of start circling similar things. And it's like she's like, okay, mom, and someone's going to pick up and say, well, mom is the best way to get targeting moms is going to be the best way to get customers. I better get pregnant or I better have another kid. And it's like that's the twisty part for me is the way she's describing this because it's all like physical things that have to happen or are currently happening, and like marketing could be like not necessarily based on your current circumstance. I don't know, where you don't
exactly.
have to people.
And I think Amy makes a good point here too, saying that they use these people as examples, but these people are in such a different place compared to the majority of the people that they're training. And then Clowntown's also saying it feels like you walked halfway into a training.
Yeah.
Which exactly, like she's missing the fundamental steps and just being like, well, this is what this person's doing, so you should just imitate it. But it's not going to be helpful if you don't understand the reason why that person does those things that they do.
Yeah, and are they getting recruits and customer sales from the content they're posting? So, for example, Danielle does her content on TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and she gets brand partnerships for certain like TikTok and Instagram. And so she's getting money that and she's partnering with businesses that align with her brand, so she can measure the efficacy of her brand pillars and how she's executing them, because she's getting relationships with companies who want to work with her. And so she Barbie is talking about this, and she's not even bringing up they're getting 10 recruits a week with this and 40 customers a week doing this, or she's not saying any of that. She's saying it's really pretty.
It looks nice.
I want y'all to follow him. It's like, well, okay.
I know it's nonsense. Conversion rate? What does that mean?
Yeah, we don't do that here. It's ass math only, okay?
Quickly, there was nothing that was artsy. There we go. Nothing. It was like, oh, okay. But when you look at Amy, she is artistic, but you don't need to get intimidated by that. So let me go. Oh, I found it. Okay, there we go. I'm going to show you Micah's.
Not me.
This is Micah. She's a very, very top coach, one of the very top earners in the company, from my understanding. She's got 36,000 followers, which she's built over 10 years. Again, mom life and kids, farm life, fitness and being a mom. She just had her 6th baby, and the business. If you look, no filters, no makeup, lots of babies, lots of food, and working out.
How can you tell? Is she? I'm sure she's going to go into detail. How can you even tell what the brand pillars are? Like, okay, fine. The bio was like dynamic enough that someone's going to scroll, or if someone finds your channel because of a reel, someone might scroll. Like, okay, fine. You can't tell what someone's brand is just from looking at pictures, or like their true like core values. You don't know what they're saying.
No, this means nothing to me.
Oh my God.
A great podcast and business posts. That's it. Can you do that? Okay, so now we're going to go to Amy's, and we're going to get to the how do you actually do this your way? Because one of the, and our final point is that I want to talk about, is that social media has changed. Do I need to even say that? The fact that
she also has a couple of assistants, so yeah, it's and then the trickery of holding up someone and saying your stuff needs to look like this, and knowing how much help they get. It's like, well, how do you break this down and make it most attainable for the busiest person who has the least amount of success? And can they achieve the success that you're talking about with the training that she's offering us? And I don't think that we can.
Exactly. And that's the point I was making earlier, is like, you have to really think about these people with curated Instagram feeds. Like, how much time do they have to be investing in this? Because again, if I work a full-time job or I have 6 kids, like, am I going to be able to do this myself, where I sit down and plan out what my content's going to be? Probably not. I'm just going to post whatever the hell I feel like.
Yeah. And what are the ethics of a BODi coach using their kids as a lure to get other moms following them, and then getting the moms to join BODi? Like, how is that ethical? Oh my God, Amy, no way. I just found out today that Holly Hillier's assistant is her sister. Holly Hillier is a Beachbody coach. Wow. Wow. Oh my God.
that social media has changed. I built a business where I literally was able to slap a picture of a sweaty selfie, post with like the most energy, and like I didn't give it much thought, and I was able to have and build an incredible business. It was obviously I didn't build a 7-figure business just because I was posting sweaty selfies.
Again, another drop of how much she makes every year, a 7-figure business. You can't do that, Barbie. Like, come on.
We have to do.
And also, this is an unlisted video on YouTube, so I will be putting it in my community tab so we can all report it to the FTC.
All the other business building activities. However, the fact is, and it is a fact, that whether you want to make $1,000 a week or $100,000 a week or a month or whatever, you need to understand how to post on your social media. And it is my belief that once you start making $250 or $550, whether it is a week or a month, that you're going to see that it's actually simple. That once you start doing that, it is actually simple. Okay, so now let me show you Amy's really quickly, and then we'll get to the points. Hold on, let me close this.
Just type in her name in that window you already had pulled up.
Let me show you. Hold on a second.
This is giving boomer vibes.
Oh my God.
Are we having fun?
No, we're not having fun. This is awful.
Okay. So let me take a sip.
Oh, Julie Joe, thank you.
Oh my God.
All right, so
hi, Julie
as
Joe.
of yesterday, she had one.
We gotta play you a good song. Hold on. I don't even know. Oh, I'll do Princess Bride.
Yo, that's like USD. That's a lot of cash money in my country where I come from. I make that joke every time. DC's like, it's not funny anymore.
My dad was making a joke about it earlier. So I was like, Dad, you got to get this out of your system before we stream tomorrow. Because, like, no. Oh, my God.
20,000. Now she has 121,000. So that was fast. But of course, you've been on social media for 13 years. And as you said, you went through a major mind fuck where when you had 2 children under 2, and it was like, oh, how do I shift?
Oh, here we go. I don't know. Which one's this one? Here we go.
Ooh, prepare to be sick of me. Prepare right now to be sick of me.
Just for you, Julie Joe.
How do I translate this into who I am now and who I'm becoming and who am I talking to? Okay. So this is the methodology that I used to go through Amy's social media, because if I just were to take a look, let me show this video. It's like the cutest thing. Hold on.
Oh my God, music. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Okay, I just had to show her belly to document it. If we were to look at Amy's social media, it really can be a little bit intimidating. This is my opinion, in the sense that I'm like, well, I don't have those artistic skills. I don't even know if I want to learn. Like, it just seemed like holy moly, right? But then I'm like, let me break it down. So I'm going to actually show you what I did.
What artistic skills is she talking about? Did I miss something?
I was expecting something incredible, especially the way that she shaded Micah. For her, like, hers is like, Amy's incredible. And I'm like, okay, let's see it. Do we have a custom filter preset? Do we have like a beautiful layout? No, it looked exactly the same as the last person we looked
confused.
at. What? Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all's face is me right now after that video, Julie Joe. I don't even I don't know what to say. Like, what's happening? Oh wait, there we go. Oh my God. I don't know. I'm not clicking on the right stuff.
This is the one she wants.
Danielle, it needs to manage the rest of the stream because my brain cells are gonzo.
And this is what I'm going to recommend if you desire, because you can a few weeks ago, Amy did.
Are you going to show us something or not? Are you going to show us something or not? Oh my God.
All on becoming magnetic or attraction marketing. And it was a great call. But to me, what was more interesting than the actual advice that she gave, although it was excellent, and I'm going to go through what I see, what she does, was what was most interesting to me was her grappling. It was her saying, you know what? I don't believe those people that are saying, like, let me help you grow your Instagram. She goes, I think that they're full of BS. And in fact, let me do it my way. So here is someone that's telling you, like, this is a proven method that works for me. I'm not believing other people. I'm not going to listen to other people, but I can get inspired by other people. I'm adding that part. But at the end of the day, she has never been someone to copy someone else. So what I'm suggesting is not for you to follow Micah and copy her. I'm not suggesting that you follow Amy and copy her. I am suggesting that you find 2 or 3 top coaches that you know that are doing very well in the business and actively recruiting, because that's another thing, right? They're active.
What?
I don't know.
Which one, Barbie?
I don't know. If anyone knows, let me know in the chat.
God.
I'm lost.
I'm just waiting for her to tell us something. She only has 8 minutes left to teach us something, and she spent the first 40 minutes, I don't know, not
Talking
teaching
about
us
nothing.
Oh my God.
Recruiting and actively have customers, and to study them to see, okay, well, what are they doing that I actually
Good luck.
like? Okay. So I don't know much about the Enneagram. Okay, hold on. I'm going to show you what I did. All right.
Oh my
If I
God.
could hear an artist,
Holy, I'm going to lose
so
it.
what I did was I went through, and I'm actually happy to share this.
No,
if you guys want
William.
this, but I don't think
No
that would serve
copying.
you when I as I'm
No
saying
copying.
that. Okay, so I went through her social media, and I literally went through every post for like an hour or 2 hours, and I had the time to do it.
You went through every single post your assistant did. I mean, what?
In one day, and I'm like, okay, first I was like, what is she doing? And these are notes for myself, right? Like, okay, that video that you saw, cute energy vampire with baby bump reel, 1 line. Okay, then it's an August photo dump with plans to travel plus tip for mamas. So I did this for like whatever 15 posts or something like that, and then I asked myself, so you'll see that I'll keep going down, and then I asked myself, okay, like, what is she doing? Like, what is the pattern that I'm detecting here?
What are you doing?
And in a nutshell,
what is the pattern that she's detecting? Oh my God.
Cute energy vampire. I heard that too. I'm like,
oh my God. You can't make this shit up. Oh my God.
this is Amy's strategy. In a nutshell, Amy has 4 or 5 broad categories or umbrellas. Some people would call them pillars. You can call them whatever you want, but I can tell you that it's 4 or 5 big categories. There's family. There's a lot of unschooling going on, and she talks a lot about unschooling her children, letting them be free, letting them be wild, letting them learn from nature.
How is this going to help someone in Beachbody who doesn't unschool their kids?
What if they don't have kids?
God. Then that's the problem. Like, it's like, oh, I'm going to show you this example. And she's going into so much detail. And then all people are left with is, I better start having kids, or I better figure out, like, how
someone I can copy. Oh, wait, I'm not supposed to copy.
Yeah, God.
She's talking about her hubby, or he makes his appearance in the background. He's cooking, he's taking care of the kids, they're loving each other, date nights, all this stuff about the pregnancy. So
your husband is a content pillar? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah.
Jeez. No.
Danny, yeah, I mean, I'm screwed. Like, my spouse is deployed right now, so there's no hope for me in these tips.
Social media game is over.
Yeah, just burn my channel down. I'm over.
category, yet we get to see what her unique point of view. So if you want to talk about family, you absolutely can. You just have to talk about what is your unique point of view. Okay, so the five
Exactly,
categories is
Becca,
family, traveling and
exactly.
adventures, health goals, business, and nature. Big categories, okay? And then I said, these are huge categories.
What if someone doesn't like nature? What if someone doesn't like going out in nature? Don't copy, but do exactly this.
But not this. Find your own profiles to
Don't take
analyze.
my notes. Go do your own notes or something. God.
A lot of room to express who she is through her unique voice. It's not cut and paste stuff that you can just Google, like, I don't know, like how to be.
You're screwed, Emion. If you're allergic to it, if someone's allergic to nature, we are not going to be successful on Instagram. Okay, it cannot be one of our content pillars, because apparently this is the blueprint, and we're already marked off on several of them.
Sadie says, yeah.
You just read it.
Me, an actual social media strategist with a legitimate agency, watching MLM sales trainings that literally have nothing to do with sales and everything to do with poisoning my industry. I'm so sorry.
Your emojis with the eye and the lips and the eye, too good, Sadie. It's too good. Oh my god.
How to be happy. It's like, what makes Amy happy? What is Amy's perspective on pregnancy? What is her experience as a mom? It's very nuanced, okay?
It's very nuanced. How nuanced is unschooling? Like, what are you talking about? I don't understand. She wants to make money in Beachbody, so she positions her social media so that she can either sell affiliate links or whatever, make money off of affiliate links, get customers into Beachbody, etc. Like, that's it. Like, I don't understand.
Period. End story.
Oh my god.
So then I went on and I made a list of like the different things that she's posting about. Okay. And did I need to do this? Honestly, I've never done it like this before.
I've never done this before, but I'm going to tell you what you need to be doing. And also, we don't know if any of this makes Amy any money. I mean, we don't. We really don't.
This was so clear to me that afterwards I was like, oh my God, I know exactly what I need to do. Okay. So my suggestion to you, and this is where we'll end, is
what would have been more meaningful is if she had done this a month ago and then she had implemented the changes based off of her notes, and then she had shown the growth of the engagement and the impressions in her own business, and she would have shown the increase in recruits and customers. That would have been meaningful to me, but we're just looking at a freaking Google Doc right now.
Exactly. Clowntown said she didn't plan this. Why just show the Google Doc? Exactly. I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, but what's the point? Couldn't you have done this and then summarized it into like the 5 key takeaways for me to take to my Instagram? Like,
yeah. And she could have done it. She could have shown an example of taking someone's like Amy Mashburn and adjusting and doing it for herself. And again, showing the actual growth that she achieved. And she didn't. She's just like, this is the first time I've ever done this. So like, follow my lead. Okay, great. Thanks, Barbie.
I give you some of the questions. I want to say that Amy always shares her story, relates it back to her people. So it's always, what is her experience? Then she relates it back to how it affects her audience. She's always doing the call to action, which is either, I want you to reflect, I want you to connect, I want to connect with you, I want you to ponder, to contemplate. And it literally feels like her whole page is an invitation. How beautiful. There wasn't one.
To what? To follow, to buy from Beachbody. Like, who cares if the end result is only a follow on Instagram? And are you getting a healthy number of impressions and engagement or reach? If you're not getting those, it doesn't matter what your follower count is. Are you making the sale? They're saying like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And I was able to take these really great notes off of this profile. Meaningless. Meaningless. God.
Wasn't one single moment where I felt that she was selling me, even though she was selling me. The whole thing is her selling me on her lifestyle, selling me us on.
You're not allowed to sell lifestyle according to the FTC. So like take that one off your plate, okay?
The same thing with Micah. Micah talks a lot about the business opportunity. That's why she's one of the very top coaches still. But it doesn't feel salesy because it's her unique point of view and she's really relating it to how it relates to the person that is reading it. Okay. So your homework is to find 2 or 3 accounts of partners you love to follow and that you know that are actively recruiting, and ask yourself, and I can post these questions in the group tomorrow, like, what accounts resonate? Why do they resonate? Like, you can go with the gut feeling of like, oh, I like her vision and I like the way she does this or that, or he does this or that. But honestly, for me to have done the work of actually writing things out and trying to see if there are patterns.
To see if there are patterns. What about the people who don't look like Barbie, who don't look like Amy, who don't look like Micah, who don't have kids? Because guess what? Kids sell on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. And so if you're like, what if you're going to go the route of not exploiting kids? Oh, you're screwed. You're screwed. I don't.
And then asking myself, like, okay, is it 1 theme? Is it 3 themes? How does she talk about the normal things? Like, she's talking about like baby bumps and being tired and mom judgment. These are normal things. But how does she talk about them? How would I talk about them? How does this person talk about fitness? How do they talk about health? How do they weave in BODi without being salesy? Like, I have a business opportunity for you, right? Or join my next challenge group, or maybe they do. How would you like to do it? So once you've studied them, how would you like to do it? What ideas can you implement? And what are some things that you're seeing that you don't like? Like, if you see something, you're like, oh, I don't like that. I'm not going to do it that way. And this is
okay, here the problem, the issue is she's working backwards as opposed to she's working backwards and trying to figure out some kind of formula when there is already a formula. Like, she's trying to say, like, go find someone who has a lot of followers on Instagram who's in BODi and who you think is still recruiting. You don't know. No one's going to show you their paycheck, so it's a guess.
Exactly.
And then work back. Come on.
Oh, I hate it here.
Yeah. And Amy said, and now these poor coaches are going to be spending time doing this exercise. Meanwhile, they aren't doing any truly income producing activities like selling a total solution pack. Yep.
not. If yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. I said, I don't show my kids' faces, so you very much can without using your kids as content. Totally.
I'm glad someone brought it up in the Zoom call. I mean, good for them. But they're still like thinking she's not giving them the structure of figuring out marketing. She's giving an example and then telling them, like, figure out the structure for yourself.
Exactly.
Tell them a formula. She could tell them, list like a steps and processes. Then they could do this for, someone whose only like person they have to take care of is a floofy little Alaskan Klee Kai who has some, who doesn't want to exploit stuff on the internet or whatever. Like, you if you understood the framework, you could do it for yourself. But now I'm always thinking about, like, well, I better have kids and I better like nature and I better be willing to homeschool and I better be willing to whatever.
Put my husband on the internet.
Yep.
So, what I was thinking, I was like, you know what? My husband doesn't necessarily always want to be on video or to be photographed. And so there are people that don't show their kids at all. There are people that don't show their spouses. We have to find a way to be creative with this business and to do it in order for us to be creative long term. We can't be stressed out. We have to find the joy. I hope that this was helpful, you guys. I feel like I had so much to say, and because I was a little bit dizzy at the beginning, I don't know if I was able to fully deliver what the message that I wanted, but I hope I did. And so if I look quickly at my notes, the first point was decrease your stress and increase your joy. It's definitely your responsibility to find ways to be joyful, to decrease your stress, and BODi is the actual tool. You're so welcome. And number two,
She was so close. And then she's like, nope, we're just going to go over. It's just, it's BODi's the tool. No, it's not. 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 It's not. Shit.
two, to ask yourself what it is that you actually want, and to take some time to truly answer this question. Like, what is it that you actually want to create? Not what your coach wants, not what your partner wants, your sponsor wants, but what you actually want. And number three, no one's coming to save you. So choose joy.
No one's coming to save you, so choose joy, because if you're sad, no one's going to come help you. Give me a break.
And your life sucks if you're sad.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And the number four is pertaining to social media, is that social media is a beautiful necessity and a beautiful tool, and it really is up to you to make it what you want. And so you have your homework there. Oh, I'm so glad. You have your homework there.
I'm going to read the comments when I'm waiting for a positive thing that I've asked people to say about me, but I'm not really going to read them to see how y'all are taking it when you may have had questions earlier on. Great, Barbie. Good job.
Leave it. You can continue to keep winging it, right? If you're doing great, then you don't need to analyze such and such account, you don't need to do that. And you don't have to if you don't want to, but this is an option. I wanted you to think about, like, how do I want to relate to my customers? How do I want to grow my social media? I feel like in me preparing this, I was able to be like, all right, I was actually hiding under the table to see how much I have not been posting in a way that reflects the leader that I am. Like, I just called myself out and I totally see it. And I was like, ooh, that was like a gut freaking punch. Like, you could see I'm like blushing. But that was good because I already changed it yesterday. And I was like, we can always pivot, right? We can always pivot. This business is so beautiful. You can do whatever you want with it and grow in any way that you want, in the way that you want. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining me. I love you guys. I want to see you rise. I want to see you succeed. And I can't wait to celebrate you. Thank you, everyone.
But what did I learn? That whole time, I'm confused. I didn't learn anything.
Maybe our hater mindset is getting in the way of us really being able to grasp the goodness that she had to offer.
Oh, no.
I hate it when that happens. See? Self-fulfilling prophecy.
If I could just choose joy, I feel like I would have got a lot more out of that.
Yeah. And you know what the twisty thing is? They're going to tell you to have the right positive mindset, so they're never called on their fuckery when they don't actually teach something good. Well, that sucked. Thank you, Barbie.
Thank you for wasting 52 minutes of my life.
And you know what's even worse is like she's wasting the time of people who are actually trying to make money in Beachbody, and they're going to keep staying in because they think it's something special for a top coach to be able to tell them about how they can actually win in multi-level marketing when they're going to get stuck. And that's what makes me mad. It's like, tell them something good, and maybe people are going to say like, well, don't give multi-level marketers any good tips. I'm trying, Danielle and I do this together because like we're tired of people getting scammed in the marketing space, whether that's in multi-level marketing or in a coaching freaking program.
Exactly. If you have questions, just ask me. I'll tell you for free.
She will literally slide into her DMs. She literally will help you. Oh my God. If you haven't already subscribed to Danielle, what are you doing with your life? Go on over. You can click in my chat and go sub to her. Right? Meow. And she has a really great perspective. She produces a hell of a ton of content. And if you want it early and if you want member content, join her membership because it's worth it. The emotes, the early content. She records like no other. It's incredible.
Same
So
goes for DC. We got to get those kazoos, baby.
oh my god, I'm working on recording. I'm trying to not be as long winded, but you know, it's 2 hours and 23 minutes later, and I don't think I was that successful this time, but that's okay. I have a blast with Danielle every time we stream, and also I know we go long.
I am so happy that the squad is back together.
I know. It feels like it's been a million years, but I know it's only been like a month or
I think
I
it's
don't
been
know.
like longer.
It has?
A lot has happened, man.
Oh my god.
Like
Yeah,
it was
we're on the
before I
blood
moved.
feud, which is just, you know, I've been going through stuff and Danielle moved and then we're like passing in the night. We're in our DMs like, do you hate me? No. Do you hate me? No. Okay. And then
Nice.
Danielle's like, we're gonna stream. And I'm like, yes, we are.
Yes, Clown
Yeah.
Chat. Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much. Live chat, you've been incredible as always. And replay crew, much
We
non culture
appreciate
love to you.
you.
Yes, we do. Please,
Give
if you
this
made it this
a-
far, lick the stream. Or thumbs down. That's still engagement, but I mean, I'd
Write in
rather
the
you
comments
just-
how much you don't like me. I always love those ones.
Yes. Oh my god, this shit was mad silly. Thank you.
Thanks for being here. It's only
Oh my
fun
God.
when people show up and hang out with us. So.
Yes. True story. True story. All right. I don't have an outro to play, so we're gonna wave and end the stream. And I hope y'all wait, is anyone oh, it's 11. There's probably no one streaming right now. Okay. I'll end the stream. Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.